Hello everyone, Big Mojo here, bringing another YouTube video to your eyes and ears. In today's video, we're going to be doing gear upgrades. It is Tuesday, so I do have a vault to go grab. I also realized that while I was wrapping up recording episode 1 that I had some Cartel chips I could have spent on some hero track trinkets, so we're going to be doing that today. Also with the reset this week, it is now possible to upgrade the disc belt by, I want to say it's 3 item level, so we're going to go ahead and go do that as well. Also, since it's Tuesday, figured it'd be kind of fun to also show off some of my other characters on this account, so I will be going to open the vaults for them as well. And once we're done doing that, we will wrap up the intro by talking a little bit about the Shaman spell priority when it comes to healing. I was kind of mentioning how in the last video, I still don't have like a firm grasp of like when I should be using each spell. I also, now knowing where the healing training dummies are, we're going to go ahead and just practice some of our abilities and really understand like what they can and cannot do, and really try to mentally think about when I should be using each spell in a given situation. Once we're done with all that, we're going to go ahead and dive into a key then. Okay, now before we head to the vault, let's go ahead and take a little bit of inventory to see where we're at. As right now, we are sitting at an item level of 644, and most of my gear is champion track at least. Like we got my head here, neck, shoulders. The only things that are still veteran track are the chest, as well as the gloves. So if I could get an upgrade on those, that'd be absolutely huge. Would also be nice if I did manage to get either a higher level shield or a hero track shield. I also think with the Cartel chips, I might be able to get a shield as well, which would be hero track and would be a huge upgrade on its own as well. The only thing I don't want to get, I hope I don't get bracers since it's already 658 and hero track. With my luck, I'm probably going to get a belt, even though I do have the disc belt. And then I wanted to actually take a look and preview what I was supposed to get in the vault, but when I clicked it, I realized all it says is you have unclaimed rewards, so I can't actually see what I have unlocked. But if you recall from the last video, I did have at least all of normal raid complete up here. I did end up completing one Mythic Plus key, which, what does that give? Is it like 642? It's either 639 or 642, but I'm pretty sure it's champion track at least. And then I also did have 2 sets of tier 8 delves completed down here as well, so that will for sure drop hero gear. So definitely a good spot to be in going into the vault. And let's go check it out and see what we get. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And we're opening. I am Restos. And what do we get? So up top, got some shoulders, champion track, 645. I do currently have champion track, but it is a huge upgrade in its own right. Champion track chest piece, and it's already a tier. That is absolutely ginormous. I almost just want to take that without even looking at anything else. And we also have Galagio bottle service. I think this is actually a D tier trinket for Resto Shaman specifically, largely because it gives you haste, which we don't really need. We want critical strike. Down here in the dungeon track, we do have some 649 hero track legs. So it's a little bit of an item upgrade, but it's also a track upgrade, which is really huge. That's a tough one actually. And then we got another trinket, but it's only a veteran track trinket, so I'm not going to take that. And then down on the delves, we have ourselves some hero track boots. That'd be a pretty large item level, as well as a track upgrade from a champion. Of course, we do have 1 hero track wrist, which I already do have. And then we have veteran track gloves, which kind of funny. They're actually sort of an upgrade because of the fact that they're tier, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I'd say it's between this chest piece, because it's a higher tier, and it's a pretty big item level upgrade. This is barely an item level upgrade, but is a even larger tier upgrade. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the chest, largely because of the fact that it is such a large item level jump as well. And as much as I do want to get hero track as quick as possible, it's not gonna be long until I get to level 6 keys, which will automatically be rewarding hero track anyways. So hero track gear is not super far in the future for me. So we are gonna go ahead and take this chest piece. Yes, please. Also, I'm gonna get a key, which will probably only end up being a +2. What do we get for the key? Dark Flame Cleft. Okay, very nice. But let's go ahead and put on the new chest piece. So that brings us from I think it was 644.6 specifically up to 645. So one little item level upgrade. Very nice. 645 is also just a nice round number compared to 644. I don't know why, but I really love that. Okay, now in addition to doing the vault, I totally forgot that I could do this, but I have cartel chips. I have, how many do I have here? Where'd they go? I have 3 puzzling cartel chips from completing the normal raid on Monday or Sunday, and I can actually use them here. So what are my options? I can get a hero track shield, which would be just a giant upgrade from an item level standpoint, as well as a track. Let's see, trinket. We got all the trinkets. We got a dagger here, but I have a crafted dagger, so that's not a huge deal. Staff, back, really? I didn't realize I could get a back out of this. 6 of 8 hero as well. Well, it gives haste mastery. I mean, I don't really need the haste, but my cloak already has haste, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. Mr. Pick Me Up, best in. I'm not gonna take best in slots. As much as I love the name, I'm not gonna take that. House of Cards, bottle service, a one-handed mace again, but I already have a crafted dagger. Moxie Jug, Titan of the Industry, another shield. This one gives crit haste, which the crit's pretty good. Well, it's not, it's low crit. Your attacks have a very high chance to contaminate your target with runoff, dealing a bunch of shadow damage. I mean, it is good that I can do more damage, but I'm also a healer, so it's not that big of a deal if I actually do more damage. What is the other? This gives crit verse, and it's high crit, and I do need crit. So I think actually this is probably the better of the 2 shields. What else? Vial, Ruby, Synergistic Brutalizer. I actually did not even know that was a trinket. Blaziken Wax, Candle King, and basically all the dungeon ones. I think actually I'm gonna go take a peek quick at Wowhead and see what they suggest for using cartel coins on. Okay, so based off of what Wowhead said, for Restoration Shaman specifically, we can kind of use it really on whatever we want. Anything that we haven't got already at this point in the game, by the time we can spend these chips. It did suggest either using Moxie Jug or Mr. Pick Me Up. So what does Mr. Pick Me Up do? It gives you a bunch of intellect, and then on equip, your healing spells and abilities have a chance to summon Mr. Pick Me Up for 6 seconds, firing a healing beam every 2 seconds that jumps between 5 allies to restore almost 90,000 health each. Overhealing from this effect, Overhealing from this effect, why can't I say that word? I'm just not gonna try. Allies to deal a bunch of nature damage to nearby enemies over 1.5 seconds, increased by additional overhealing. Okay, what else? And then Moxie Jug, also an equip, gives you a bunch of intellect. Spells have a chance to send you into a frenzy, granting you a bunch of critical strike for 15 seconds. While frenzied, each spell cast grants an additional chunk of critical strike, but does not refresh the duration. This effect may occur only every once every. Wow, words. This effect may only occur every 1 second. That sounds really good. So right now I'm rocking a reverb radio, which gives you a bunch of haste. I don't need the haste really. And then House of Cards, steer yourself in, granting you a bunch of mastery and stacking the deck. Deck increases mastery on future hands until you leave combat. Let's see. Also, getting Moxie Jug would be a 700 intellect buff. What about the shield? Shield will be a 749 intellect buff, plus stamina, plus a little bit of crit, plus a little bit of verse, and a bunch of armor. I think for now, I'm going to actually go ahead and take the shield. Kind of like when I was talking about the dagger that I crafted. It might not be the most optimal thing, but it is such an increase in item level, increase in stats, that it's not a bad decision. I'm also probably going to be running normal raid again on Sunday with my guild, again with this character, so I'll be getting more chips then. I'm also going to be doing keys, so I'll be getting more chips throughout the week as well. With all of that, I will probably have enough chips here in the very near future to still be able to get the Moxie Jug, as well as the Mr. Pick Me Up when the time comes. So let's go ahead and get the front man's wondrous wall. Yes, I would like it, please. Thank you.
Go get him, champ.
So we're going from 639 to 652. My current item level is 645.4. Putting on the shield, we jump up to 646.2. Very nice. Okay, so we got our upgrades for our shaman. Before I dive into everything else with this video that I want to do with this character, I'm actually going to go ahead and jump over to my alts as well as my main and grab the vault there quick as well. We are now on my priest, Pojo. He is Dis Priest. He's actually my main that I have played this entire season and will continue to play him here once Season 3 starts. He's currently sitting at an item level of 675. Has a number of crafted items, like I have the crafted bracers, got a crafted staff here, got Jasper, diamonds. I mean, really the only areas I still need upgrades are going to be in my gloves, because those are still hero track. But I'm pretty sure everything else is myth track. Honestly, the only reason I haven't pushed up to the highest item level is just I kind of got tired of playing my main. I wanted to start playing alts, and so that's what I did. But it is Tuesday, so let's go check out the vault. I'm pretty sure I only did like 1+10 key on this guy, so I would be surprised if I actually got any items. But let's go see what we got. And here we go. Fingers crossed. Praying to RN Jesus. 662 pants, and I already have 8 of 8 mythic track pants, so we're gonna go ahead and grab 2 of these tokens. Puts me at 6, and I should be able to actually buy the oh yeah, I can. Sweet. I can buy the socket adding device and add a socket to my helmet, bracers, or belt. Probably will. Can I add it to the belt? Because the disc belt already has a socket. I don't know, we'll find out. So we now have that. Nope, I can't. The only thing I can add it to is my bracers? Oh, I suppose because I've already used it on my helmet. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and add it to bracers. Anyways, so that's my priest, and now we're going to head over to another one of my characters. Okay, next character we're going to take a look at here is my protection warrior. Quick side note, I realized as I was rewatching episode 1 of Zero to Hero, I said protection paladin. I meant to say he is a protection warrior. Right now he's sitting at an item level of 654. Nothing special, nothing to write home about. I've been playing him very casually on the side. Really, I only play him if there are people in my guild that want to do keys and there's not a spot for a healer or DPS, so then I go ahead and tank. But he has a handful of hero track items, actually quite a few. I didn't realize how many he has. And a full champion track chest, a couple crafted items here as well. So definitely still some room for upgrades, but I don't know if I did enough last week to actually get an upgrade out of him. I'm pretty sure I'm only going to have... I might have a mythic key done that gives me hero track, but I don't think I did anything else, honestly. Let me see, can I check? Yeah, it doesn't tell you in here. That's so frustrating. But let's go check. Okay, here we go. Can we go 2 for 3 on upgrades in the vaults? Oh, apparently oh, that's right. I totally forgot that I attempted to tank heroic raid last week with my guild. Got a heroic track ring. But I don't think it's an upgrade over the champion track Jaster diamonds. I don't think I'm going to take that. What do we got over here? We also have a trinket, hero track 655. I already have 2 hero track trinkets, but I'm not sure if these are upgrades. It gives me a little bit of verse. On use, become mudboard, absorbing 8.5 million damage and pulsing nature damage between nearby enemies. Periodic damage you take coalesces into pungent mud to feed the ritual, reducing its cooldown by 2 seconds. So it's a good survivability trinket. I honestly could see it as being decent at like higher key levels. But I would honestly have to go take a peek really quick at Wowhead to see where does this fall in line with everything else. I know it's not an upgrade over Tome of Light's Devotion. I know that is it's either A tier or S tier for Prot Warrior. I'm just not sure about the Madness of the Betrayer. So I'm gonna go ahead and go take a look at that really quick and I'll report back here in a second. Okay, so I went and took a look at the tier list and I totally forgot Madness of the Betrayer is it's not a trinket from this expansion. I got that from doing the Time Walking raid a handful of weeks ago. But that's a really good trinket because it gives me a lot of strength, which is good. It also gives me a lot of critical strike, which is what protection warriors need. Also, apparently, Ringing Ritual Mud is a D tier trinket for Prot Warriors this season. So, looks like I'm probably not going to take either of them. I guess I'll go ahead and take the tokens. I don't remember. Have I taken tokens with this guy before yet? Oh, I have taken 4 tokens before. So I'm going to go ahead and take another 4. That puts me at 8. Is there anything I can spend this on right now? I mean, I can use it on the socket adding device, but do I have any items that are worth adding a socket to? Can add it to helmet, bracers, or belt. I can't add it to that belt. It might not be bad to add it to these bracers because even though they're only 658, they are crafted and I can recraft them up to 681 once I have enough gilded crests. So I do think I'm going to go ahead and take the socket adding device again. I'm pretty sure on all my characters across the season before this week, I think I had only taken the socket adding device one time. But anyways, that is my warrior. I have one last character to go open a vault for. Okay, last but not least, we have my marksmanship hunter here, also named Big Mojo. As of right now, he has an item level of 661. He's a little bit more geared because I've been playing him a lot with people in my guild. My guild has this problem where we have an abundance of tanks and an abundance of healers. And so to keep it equitable, we make sure to rotate people in and out of keys and whatnot. And the only way I can continue to do keys is if I actually have a DPS ult. So I've been actually playing him quite a bit this last month or so, and that's why I have an actually decently high item level. I'm heading into the vault. I think I have a level 10 vault complete, so I should be getting a myth track item, which is good. Although I do have some decent gear levels, I only have, I think, 1 or 2 myth track items. Like I have these gloves, and that is actually all that I have. Nope, I lied. I have a trinket down here as well. So let's go take a look and see what we're gonna get. Why is there suddenly nobody in here? Did I get moved to a different shard? There's always like 30 or 40 people hanging out. Anyways, whatever. Here we go. Last vault. Come on, RNGesus. Make me 2 of 4 for upgrades. So we got hero track shoulders. They are a tier upgrade at least, like going from champion to heroic. Hero track boots, already have them. Also, hero track boots, already have them. Myth track cloak, up from a champion track. That is huge in its own right. And down below, we do have a 649 hero track shoulder. That also actually is an upgrade. And actually, between these two, I would actually probably take these ones since they are already tierified. That way I don't have to burn a catalyst charge to tierify these back to get me to 4 out of 5 tier pieces. But ultimately, best thing to do is definitely to take this cloak because it's myth track and it's an upgrade. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Cloak of questionable intent. Love to see it. Also got a level 10 key out of this. The Rookery. I actually really like the Rookery. I think it might be my favorite dungeon of the season. It'll be nice to keep this though in my back pocket for when I'm running keys with my guild later. That is all the vaults we need to open. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump back onto my shaman now. We're gonna go ahead and go upgrade our disc belt. Hello again. Real talk, ADHD is a hell of a drug. I got done recording that last clip on Tuesday after I got done opening the vaults, and I said I was going to go upgrade my disc belt on my shaman. But before I did that, I got up, went to get some water, grab a snack, and I come back into my office, and even though the mic's right here, even though I have my recording software over here, and even though I have my key light behind the camera on, my brain just completely disassociated that I was recording anything in that moment. And I still remember to go upgrade my disc belt, but I didn't even think about the fact that I was supposed to record it for this video. So anyways, here we are 2 days later now, and my belt is now item level 694. But yeah, ADHD, man. Okay, now that we got the belt upgraded, before I go dive into keys, I actually want to talk about some great tips that I got from people in the YouTube comments. First off, big shout out to, oh, I'm so sorry if I butcher this, Daria's Raven, as well as Liss. Try to say that name 10 times in a row. Thank you so much for your tips, but based off what they said in their comments, as well as what I kind of was able to glean myself by looking at the Shaman talent tree, here are some different ways you can go about playing Shaman. First off, your healing stream totem. I didn't even realize this. I remember visually seeing it, but I didn't actually make the connection. Anytime you place your healing stream totem down, it automatically throws out a chain heal at 100% effectiveness for free. This is also why you want to have Riptide on cooldown, because any players that have Riptide currently on them, they get 15% more healing from that free chain heal. There are also some other talents in the tree like Ancestral Vigor, which increases players' health by 10% for 10 seconds when they're hit with a chain heal, as well as any other healing abilities. And one tip I got was that you should wait to place the healing stream totem until damage actually starts coming out. So not right away at the start of the fight. And that makes sense because the chain heal it's going to throw out is going to be a nice way to top off some of the missing health. And so you want to wait till people actually have lost some health so they can benefit from that spell. The other totem I was not totally sure on the best way to use it was Surging Totem. I made a comment in the last video specifically that I didn't know if I'm supposed to place it in melee or keep it under range, or is it dependent based on the makeup of your team? And based on some of the comments on YouTube, as well as what I was able to read in the talent tree, is that you should always place it under the tank, and you should place it at the start of the fight. One of the reasons why you want to do this is because one of the talents we're spec'd into is Acid Rain, which makes your Surging Totem actually do AoE damage to enemies. So therefore, if you put it underneath your tank is holding the mob is going to take damage. Surging Totem's also really beneficial to keep out at all times because of the Amplification Core talent, which increases healing by 3% while the totem is active. And again, that feeds into everything else, like the Healing Stream Totem, the chain heals, healing surges that you might need to throw out. A couple other tips that I got as well, and I think I said this even in the last video, but you need to keep Riptide on cooldown, and it is because Riptide does help increase the effectiveness of other abilities like your Healing Stream Totem. When it comes to spot heals, try to use Healing Surge or even Healing Wave if you are trying to be really mana efficient. Try to use those over just doing a direct cast of Chain Heal. Really, you should try to save your Chain Heals for when you have procs because it is so mana inefficient. And those are the tips for hopefully being a better Resto Shaman player. I'm hopefully going to be trying to integrate some of those as I continue to do keys here. And I'm really hoping that Resto Shaman does oh, my guy's sitting. I'm really hoping that Resto Shaman does start to become a little bit more intuitive to me, and it's no longer guessing like, which ability am I supposed to use? Do I use this right here? But we will see in the rest of this video. Okay, so that is the intro. Got that out of the way. At this point, I am going to go dive into keys. Now, I did mention in the last video that I was hoping this series would be a progression. First episode, I do some +2s. Second episode, anywhere between 4 to 6s, so on and so forth as the series progresses. Unfortunately, I only managed to get a singular +2 key done. That was the one that you guys saw. I never got around to actually doing any others after that. So I think before I dive into my 4 to 6 key that I was hoping to do, I'm going to knock out a couple 2s just kind of as a bit of a warm-up as well as a way to practice some of those points that I highlighted earlier. I'm not going to bore you with the +2. I'll just give you a quick montage of highlights. After that is when we'll finally dive into our actual mid-tier key. So I hope you guys enjoy this montage, and I'll see you at the key here in a minute. We now have gotten a couple keys done. And I think at this point, we're going to go ahead and list our own. I did my own +2 during that montage, and we ended up 2 chesting it and actually got a +4 priory. And I actually think this is a really nice step up in my journey of zero to hero. So I'm going to go ahead and list my own key, and let's hope that we get a bit of a decent group. Start a group, +4, chill. All right, here we go. Took a little while to get a key going. We got the DPS right away, but it took forever for a tank to join us. Probably because 4 is kind of in that like weird no man's land when it comes to keys. Like you don't push 4s for like crest. If you're just gonna want crest or valor stones, you just do a bunch of 2s. But we got there. This tank is doing big pull. Holy buckets. Go ahead. I hope everybody at this level knows that we're supposed to try and stack kind of sharp. We'll see.
Each of his lieutenants bolsters his tactics.
Oh boy.
And defeat them.
Pop that. Pop my oh crap, get out of the way. I just used a chain heal. Didn't mean to actually use a chain heal. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop that just to be safe. So I will say, doing a couple like low 2s as a way to like practice and try to apply. Oh crap! I forgot about the shout. Doing a couple of those low keys though to like practice shaman and really get used to my kit was super beneficial. Like I'll try to explain it a little bit more as I go into fights and whatnot. But like anytime we start a new fight, I instantly drop my crap. I still don't know the name of that totem. Surging totem. And let's get people healed quick. Yeah, I always, as soon as we go into fights, I always drop my surging totem, and then I drop my healing stream totem, which I realize I've been kind of sort of forgetting as I've been trying to deal with this chaos. And excuse me, and then I've just, oh my god, I'm dying. And yeah, and then I've just been kind of keeping people topped off with Riptides and occasional healing surge. I haven't really cast many just straight up chain heals unless I have a proc going. I've really been relying on, oh crap, let's use that. Okay, tank man, this pull is crazy. I was running out of buttons to press. I did the best I could. I haven't even had a chance to really pop any healing surges off to spread my flame shock. Okay, I think we have finally settled down. Well, that was a little crazy. Really realized I didn't even get a chance to really talk about the group. So obviously we got a Demon Hunter here as our tank, and I think he had an item level of 644. That's pretty fine. Really no complaints there, I guess. What else do we got? Got a 646 on our Druid, 657 on the Death Knight, that's the one, and then 625 on the Warlock. I was a little hesitant about the 645 on the Warlock, but their main does have an IO of like 3100 or something like that, so I'm trusting that they know the game well enough that they should be able to still pull their own weight. They also should have a good idea of like kicks and stuff or interrupts. So just mechanics of how the dungeon's supposed to go, I feel like goes a long way to having a successful group. Also, I forgot having done some 2s, I forgot that the affix was a thing. So I got to make sure people are on top of getting them. Oh shit. Nope, we're good. Got to make sure people are staying on top of getting interrupts and stuff, though. I'm gonna go ahead and pop a mana potion and kind of burning through mana quicker than I would have anticipated. I like the previous dungeons, I was hardly getting taxed as a healer. I felt like I was always at like at least 70% mana, even more than that most of the time. I was like, oh yeah, Shaman doesn't have mana issues. But now, of course, we're sitting here at 137. I'm gonna go ahead, once this pack dies, I'm gonna go ahead and eat some, get some food quick. Or drink some lava cola.
Gift.
Unless we're just gonna chain into this one. Looks like we're just gonna chain right in. Love it. Oh, I pulled the light spawn. Shit. I butt pulled. Got focused up there. Making sure we get some riptides out. Want to make sure those are staying on top of people, just because riptide does so much for ensuring, for helping out with healing.
You won't peel off anymore. You must defeat Dale Cry.
Okay, I'm gonna drink quick. I will say it's a weird feeling having to actually drink. I never, like I mentioned in the last video, I'm a Disc Priest main normally, and we just sit there and sip on the mana. Never, ever, ever need it. I think I can literally count the number of times I've actually had to drink with my priest this entire season on one hand. Okay, here we go. First boss. I attacked the wrong one. There we go. Okay, Holy Radiance should be coming out here any moment.
Put an end to these heathens.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop my Healing Tide Totem just to be safe. I don't know if I really need it in this situation. It doesn't hurt. Oh, I'm not using my Healing Stream Totem. Actually, I gotta be doing that more. Go ahead and use my, oh, what is that, Spirit Link? That's Spirit Link, right? Yeah, Spirit Link Totem. I'll say at this point, I have like a good idea. Okay, we're good. At this point, I feel like I have a really good idea of actually what all of my totems do and use cases in which I'm supposed to use them. I just don't quite have it like muscle memory though of like, oh crap, lots of damage coming out. Make sure we drop a Spirit Link Totem. Or making sure we drop the Healing Tide Totem. Haven't quite got that far yet. But that leaves me room to grow still, which, that's what I'm happy about. I never put shields down. The timing of that could not be funnier. I know what I'm supposed to do with my abilities, I just don't have it as muscle memory yet. And then I realized I had gone this whole... I realize I've gone with this whole dungeon without actually having my shields out. Waiting for them to be gathered. Okay. He wanted less now, so he got it. So he's gonna be moving, so I should probably get ready to use my totemic projection. Okay, I'm gonna use totemic projection, move it over here. I don't know if I need to use my capacitor totem, I'm gonna do it just to be safe. I may not know the best time to use them, but if I do it enough times, eventually I will be right and use it in the right moment. Ow, ow, this is annoying. So you notice now, because I hasn't been so crazy with our pulls, my mana is doing way better now. I'm sitting at like a 90 right now. Much better spot. Of course, as I say that, someone's about to die. Don't die. Let's get you healed up. Okay, we're good. Okay, fighting these guys is super annoying because of the fact that everything constantly moves and you're not able to put down your totem in a way that heals people. I know you can use totemic projection. Oh, it's only a 10-second cooldown. I need to be using that more often. Gotten good about using it in general, but I didn't realize that I could use it every 10 seconds. That's actually kind of huge. Okay, get ready to move. So I'm gonna use totemic projection. Look at that. Look at that. We moved it. Okay, gotta keep tank alive. Must keep tank alive. So one thing that is kind of crossing wires with my priest brain is I kind of feel this need to constantly keep Riptide up on like just me, either just me and like just me and just the tank. I don't really think about the fact that I'm supposed to be spreading it amongst everybody, which isn't the case. Look at that. Mostly a clean fight. Definitely could have been better. Still have little bit of room to go, but that wasn't too bad.
Murpray has warped the priory from a place of contemplation to an uprising. Why?
God, these holy fires keep going, or not holy fire, whatever this stuff is on the ground here. It keeps going where I'm putting my totems down. It is quite annoying. Concentration, that's what it was. I knew it wasn't holy fire. I was like, that ain't it. That's a priest ability. But I couldn't remember what it was called. But yeah, so I guess that means going forward, anytime I do this dungeon as a shaman, I have to be cognizant of the fact that that ability is going to be coming out. And so with that, I want to almost save it. Oop. Ow, ow, ow. This hurts a lot. Leave me alone. Okay, totemic projection. Move it over here. Drop a healing stream totem.
Sacred flame by animating the dead. They are no better than
Keeping people alive. Get a couple lava blasts out there so I can have an empowered healing surge as well as spreading flame shock. I think in my first key I was really trying real hard to use like all of my damage abilities like lightning bolt and chain lightning, and I've come to realize like just lava blast, occasional flame shock, that's it. Don't really need anything else. Of course I say that and I proceed to use lightning bolt. The reason I do it is because like it's second in when it comes to disc priest, like smite is a very normal part of your kit, or like using it to like pump damage, and my smite is bound to the same ability, or same ability. I meant to say same keybind. Could definitely be better about putting down my healing stream totems. Did I butt pull? That might have been me. Oh, don't die. It's totemic projection. Move our totem over here to keep us healed. Stop using purification on me. That is not nice, and it hurts. Okay, here we go. On to these guys. Totemic projection, move it to there. I asked if I can do 10s from a guildmate. Sorry, gonna have to say no. Currently trying to make a YouTube video. I'm gonna go ahead and drop Healing Tide Totem just because fighting these guys does hurt. I really need to make an adjustment to my player profile. Like right now, all of the right now all of the nameplates overlap each other, and that wasn't really that big of a deal whenever I played my priest, because my priest I'm like almost never really trying to focus like a specific target. Like I don't do enough damage to like really justify it. But now that I actually need to do kicks as a shaman, I really need to have stacking nameplates so I can actually click the nameplate that is getting that's currently casting something. I'm gonna start drinking while he pulls. I want to get up to, we'll just call it like 70. Is our warlock literally, look at that, okay, I was about to say, is our warlock literally just sitting on the outside of my surging totem? I keep forgetting the name of it. Ah! Oh, up we go. So I have my, what is it, Earthbind totem. I'm gonna make sure I drop that down once we get up here. They're all like super stunned down there. This is so funny. Actually, that worked out really nicely. We were able to take them down while they're all down there still. Heck yeah. Go ahead and drop my healing tide totem. Just to get everybody back up right away after that ability goes off. And there we go. Oh, we even got a 3 chest on that by 34 seconds. Let's go. That's huge. I did get a +7 mother load out of it. I'll probably end up dropping it for a 6 when once I record the next video. But anyways, let's go take a look at the chest and then I'll share my thoughts on how that key went. Signet of the Priory. Oh, is this any good?
Thank you.
I don't actually know. I gotta look. Okay, according to wowhead.com, the S tier trinkets, Mr. Pick Me Up, Eye of Kazan, A tier, Mugs, Moxie Jug, Carved Blaziken Wax, Algari Alchemist Stone, Signet of the Priory. It is in fact an A tier trinket. Reverb Radio, where does that fall? Reverb Radio doesn't even show up on the tier on the tier list for Resto Shaman. What about House of Cards? House of Cards B tier. So I am interpreting that as Reverb Radio is, it's because it gives haste, and like although haste is decent, it's not the most important secondary stat for Resto Shamans. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace the radio with the Signet. Let's do it.
I think they'd appreciate it if you visited them.
Awesome. Okay. Well, let's take a quick look at, oh my god, please stop.
Take one for a run.
How did we do? So we averaged, oh my gosh, dude, our HPS was so much better. Averaging 949,000 for the dungeon. Heck yeah. Chain heal was up to 130 million, almost 13% of my healing, with Riptide also at 130 million, also just under 13% of my healing. Healing stream totem at 122. I'd actually be really curious to go look at how that compared to, actually, do I have it in my logs? I might have it in my logs. So we got chain heal, Riptide, healing stream. Darn, I don't have, no wait, Dark Flame. Nope, never mind. My first key was not Dark Flame Clef. Dang it. Oh well. If you are curious about looking at the comparison, maybe feel free to go back to episode 1 and take a look at the very end of the video where I go over this. But overall, that dungeon felt so much better. I felt way more in control, way more in command about which abilities I'm supposed to use and when to use them. It was way less spastic. Felt like I managed my mana way better. The only time it went down is when we were just constantly chain pulling and it was a bit chaotic and I was just spamming abilities. But once we got into a much more comfortable pace, I'd felt way better about how that went. So anyways, that now concludes episode 2 of Zero to Hero. I hope you really enjoyed that key. If you are still watching, I do greatly appreciate the support. If you could do me a huge favor and go do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, and leave a comment, I would really greatly appreciate it. As of this recording, I'm sitting at, I believe it was 122 YouTube subscribers. I would love to get to 200 by end of the series. Feels a bit like a stretch goal. So we'll just say by the end of the year, I would love to get to 200 subscribers. If you could help me out with that, I would greatly appreciate it. In the meantime though, thanks again for watching. Everybody stay safe out there. I'll see y'all in the next one.